New tropical system comes as Puerto Rico tries to recover from the effects of Hurricane Maria. CBS News correspondent David Begnaud reported from the island for more than 2 weeks. He showed how Puerto Rico struggled without easy access to food, water, or power.
The winds are ferocious right now, gusting above 120 miles per hour. The communication has been cut. Power is out. Folks here aren't even able to reach relatives.
I know that leaders aren't supposed to cry, and especially not on TV. But we are having a humanitarian crisis.
Even the hospitals need help. There's only one operating room that's functioning right now. These are Americans sitting in line, sleeping in their car, desperately trying to get fuel. The first person we saw when we got here was the mayor, and he said, go anywhere and you will find destruction.
People are suffering, people are crying, mothers with children are crying. But the main thing is that we have to work together. We have to keep hope alive.
David, good morning and welcome to Studio 57. First of all, congratulations on your reporting from there. Help us understand where Puerto Rico is today.
Puerto Rico, 90% of the island is without power. A majority of the hospitals don't have their own power to operate. And last night, a hospital in Humacao had to be evacuated when the power grid at the hospital went down. Those patients had to be moved on board the floating hospital, the U.S. naval ship Comfort. Charlie, it is an emergency on that island 14 days after the storm made landfall. I've never covered a national disaster where the emergency was endless.
And I felt like you brought so much attention to that, not only in your reporting here on CBS, but the stuff you posted on social media. And then people were asking you to try and find help.
There was a moment, Norah, where nobody could find out about their loved ones on the island, and people on the island couldn't let anybody know they were okay. So they started reaching out to us. Can you tell me about the mudslide that just happened here? What should I do? And so instead of waiting until the next morning or the next show to report it, we started making calls. When we went to the airport and there were thousands of people sleeping on the floor and children naked, sweating, being fanned by their parents, I went to the governor and I said, what can you do? What can those people, and he said, well, no, we took care of it. And I said, I showed him the video on my phone and he said, we're going to send aid. We're not there to actually be a first responder. But if you can help get action for the people who so desperately need it, I think that's journalism, too.
Do you think the president was taken to the right places? Because he seemed to indicate at one point he said to somebody there, have a good time, or you all don't need flashlights. He's been criticized for the way that he threw the roll of paper towels into the crowd. Did you think he was really given a sense of how bad it is there?
I'll answer that question this way. The president didn't see the worst of it, Gayle. The central part of the island where people are still bathing in stream water and drinking from it, Mr. Trump was not able to see.
I talked to my doorman last night as I came in, and he said, just today was I able to reach my mother in Puerto Rico.
Just today, when I walked into the airport at JFK last night, there were people who came up who were in tears because some of the only ways that they've been able to find out where their what's going on with their loved ones live is through television or social media. The impact of journalism on this story has been like none I've experienced before in terms of actually being able to see questions, making a difference, and getting action.
If you could say one thing that they need most, what is it?
Money. They're in debt, they're in bankruptcy, and the rebuilding will be unbelievable.
Thanks, David.
David, you've done incredible reporting. Thank you so much.
Thank you.